The U.S. Supreme Court is reviewing Texas's new congressional map to decide whether it's racially gerrymandered.
A justice already blocked an appeals court decision that stopped the new map from being used. GMAT's Marshall Farmer is here to explain those next steps and how this could impact the way you vote in the upcoming midterm elections.
Yeah, the 9 justices decision could impact how the upcoming midterms play out. The deadline for candidates to get on the ballot is 2 weeks from today, so the state of Texas wants a quick decision. Late Friday, Associate Justice Samuel Alito blocked an appeals court decision preventing the use of the redrawn map. That hold is still in place until the High Court reviews the case and makes a group decision. Meantime, the state of Texas is asking for a permanent decision by December 1st. They say a delay would cause, quote, chaos for the midterms. The Supreme Court is giving plaintiffs a 5 p.m. deadline to respond today, and campaigning for the election using the redrawn maps has already begun, with early voting for the primaries starting in less than 3 months. If the new map is allowed to stay, 5 districts currently represented by Democrats will become more favorable to Republican candidates. The Supreme Court is on a short deadline to respond to the case. Lane, Deanna.
All right.